Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today is the first official episode of what I'm calling CHB, Competitive Historic Brawl. Yes, I honestly believe that Historic Brawl is one of the most exciting, dynamic, and fun competitive formats on MTG Arena. And while it doesn't have a ranked ladder, you do have the thrill of battle, the agony of defeat, the joy of who wins, the joy of victory. Is that what it is? Whatever. All I remember is the agony of defeat, because that's the way selective memory works. But I wanted to do a series where I work on making the best possible historic brawl decks with commanders that I really enjoy. And I figured, what the heck, we can turn it into an every Friday thing, because a little peek behind the curtain for those of you who don't pay attention to my view counts as much as I do. No matter what video I release on Friday, it does worse than every other day of the week, with the only exception being right after a new set releases. So if I'm going to kind of get a little bit of less views anyway, I'm going to try to make something a little more lasting. So if somebody wants to build a Jhoira Ageless Innovator historic brawl deck from scratch, if they look this list up in a year, it will still be a decent starting point, and maybe that will help make it last in a way that every other video I make of Standard on Friday seems to not get viewed, and then there's a new one the next day and it just gets buried and never goes anywhere. So that's like the behind the scenes. Why play competitive historic brawl? Why try to take it to a competitive place? I don't think we really need to answer that. When you're playing against an anonymous opponent online, why not try to win? You're both there. You don't get to see the joy and happiness on their face when they pull off their cool combo. You can imagine it if you want to, but most of us don't. Most of us are just like, okay, well, on to the next game. So you may as well try to win. And I love trying to solve the puzzle of building the best deck possible for any given format. So that's the introduction to the CHB series, with this being the first official episode, and I'm going with Jhoira, the Ageless Innovator, a new commander from Dominaria United that hasn't had much impact on Standard, but is a really sweet commander. So tapping it for ingenuity counters, you can put an artifact onto the battlefield, and like straight onto the battlefield, as long as its mana value is less than the number of ingenuity counters. That means they can't counter it. And if you're playing mana artifacts, you're ramping at an absurd rate where you're making a lot of mana to use on all kinds of things for free with Jhoira. It's a pretty insane card, all things considered, as long as you have cards to ramp out and things to do with the mana. This deck is built as something that you're going to see a lot of in the competitive historic brawl series: a Paradox Engine deck. The way that I found, there were a few different ways to build this deck. The first one is just all artifacts all the time. Make almost everything artifacts, so it's not even possible to tick up Jhoira without getting some value off of her. Because if you don't have any artifacts in hand, she doesn't do anything. That build was fun and certainly explosive, but it was very commander dependent. If the opponent killed Jhoira a few times, you were left just casting a bunch of artifacts one by one and falling behind pretty quickly. And it's not that hard for the opponent to kill Jhoira. If you are interested in an artifact mega focused version of the deck, check out LVD Legend VD. Check out that channel. He made a really good one. And I think that that's a really good version of the all-in on artifacts, super synergistic, super flavorful approach. I tried to build a Paradox Engine combo deck that had two big advantages. Number one, all the free mana you get from Jhoira lets you set up for the engine that much quicker. And as you sneak out like your mana rocks, you're just getting in a better position to go off with the engine. Number two, they can't counter. They cannot counter the engine when you sneak it out with Jhoira. It even lets you go off at instant speed if you have the pieces you need. Mainly Tome of the Infinite. This is the combo that just goes to the moon. But any kind of good card draw effects can start taking off with the Paradox Engine. So I think that Jhoira is a great Paradox Engine commander, as opposed to Emery, which is kind of like a one-card combo with it, or Oswald, which is a one-card combo with it. And instead, what you get is you get red and blue. Red has a lot of good interactive cards and some sweepers in Storm's Wrath and Burn Down the House to buy you time to do your combo, as well as some really useful early cards like Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And Expressive Iteration is definitely a very good card advantage card for the colors. The other thing I really like about this deck, it can function as a control deck if your commander dies. So if you play Jhoira on turn 2, and you basically are going to every game for the most part, when you cast Jhoira on turn 2, the opponent has the tough decision of kill it or try to proceed with their game plan, or maybe they can't kill it if they don't have a card for it whatsoever. If they can't kill it, then you start getting way ahead. You're producing way more mana than they are. If they do kill it, we usually don't cast it. We don't recast it right away. Sometimes we don't recast it the whole game because we don't need it to do these things. Our deck is full of good interactive cards and ramp and mana rocks and combo pieces. We can just cast those. You can see that we don't even have very expensive artifacts. Only Immortal Sun, Thought Monitor, and Torrential Gear Hulk are really useful once Jhoira gets up there. So it just makes the whole deck, I think, function a lot smoother, and I think you'll see that play out in the games. That being interactive in the best version of this combo deck that we can be, kind of a control deck that becomes a combo deck, is probably the best place you can be if you want the max win rate with Jhoira. At one point when playing this deck, I was 18-3. We'll check the stats after the recording of the games at the end, and you can see the kind of record that we put up with the deck. And yeah, I think that this is the way to go. It's definitely the way that speaks more to me. Also, these intros will probably be a lot more detailed about like strategy that we're going for in deck building, as opposed to individual cards, because there's too many individual cards. If you have a question about an individual card, you're welcome to leave it in the comments. I get so many comments I may not answer it, but maybe another person can chime in with their thoughts of why a specific card would be included in the deck. Today's video is dedicated to Tamer Gale. And you, Tamer, signed up for the $9.99 tier on Patreon. Thank you very much. There is a shark and wolf token on its way to you, and you get a video shout out, and that is this. If you guys would like that, check out patreon.com/covertgoblue or the link in the description. Tamer, you're very cool. Now let's dive in. Let the competitive historic brawl nonsense begin. Greasefang. Definitely a scary commander in other formats. What about this one? I don't know if this is a turn 2 Jhoira or not, but it is if we get Jhoira to live. A Bankbuster, like a Corridor Monitor into a Metamorph. Oh man. I guess I'll keep it. I'm very nervous. Let's use the passage. I know that we have Brainstorm Passage next turn, but this means we can draw any island or any mountain, and the Frostborn Snarl will be untapped, so. That feels real bad. Duh, Snarl Gaming sucks. Also, they've got probably the best turn 1 play they can have from that spot. Do we Brainstorm here? I guess so. Feels bad. Okay, there's no land coming. Absolutely none. We have to hide this on top just so they don't take it. And then after that, what do we do? If they take Discover the Formula, I guess I'm pretty happy. Maybe they'll take the Pact of Negation. I am going to hide the Discover the Formula. It's so powerful. Definitely not. The hand is turning out to be really bad. Wow, they took one of the mana artifacts. What is that? Discard a card. Okay. So, I guess we'll see just how godly their draw is as they prepare their Greasefang. We could hold this for Greasefang. I just think that that's a losing approach. Let's play our Jhoira instead. Jhoira lives. We're in an okay spot, as the Corridor Monitor is very good with her. But no, and at least we get a card. We'll take that. That's one of the better things that could happen. And no Greasefang. We hit a land. I guess we can hope they don't have the vehicle. I don't know what else we can even do here. I guess we play this. You get the card, and then we can either play the monitor to have a 1/4 blocker or play the Bankbuster to have it down. And I think the Bankbuster's better. Inquisition. Okay. Probably. Let's see if they take Pact now that we can pay for it. No, they don't. They take the monitor. Weird choices from their discard effects for sure. Key to the city. So they have a few discard outlets, so they obviously don't have the vehicle they want. They were off for mana. We cannot play the Pact. So. Or we cannot play the Discover, rather. Let's see what we find here. Doomblade, Regrowth, Electrolyze. Electrolyze cleans up this board. But discarding something to cast it sounds pretty bad. I guess I'll give up the Metamorph even though it could copy the key. That feels really bad, but I think Discover's what I need to really take over this game. If I resolve that, I think I'm fine. The damage continues, but they haven't found a vehicle for Greasefang. Ooh. Okay. Pacting that, I'm not gonna do it. Wait, they have a vehicle and they didn't go for the Greasefang. I guess they know about Pact of Negation. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening. All right. Actually, we take that. We take that and we discover the formula, and then we try to figure it all out from there. That cost reduction is going to be very important since we don't have much mana. Of course, if they go for Greasefang here, I think we have to Pact. Or we're just going to lose to the Sky Sovereign. So, first, we'll do this. Are we paying the 1? Yeah, I guess so. Paradox Engine. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this with the engine right there. Sus. We go to 11. Crypt Breaker. Can I pay less because I perpetually reduced it? Okay. So close on this engine play. If they can't kill me, we don't react. If they can't kill me, we don't react. And the reason being, I need all my spells next turn to go with the Paradox combo to really try to pop off. Okay. Cool. Okay, we'll draw. What do we discard? What do we discard? What do we discard? It's not that. God, it feels like I need everything here. But I guess it's Shore Up. Because we still have enough to do the engine things after that. You can have that card. It's right by the undo. Okay, that's why it's doing that. Because the Celestis is right under the undo button. Alright, gotta do this right. Gotta do this right. But should be able to get pretty far. Solve. Solve gets Whir. Whir gets Tome. That's game. As long as we don't mess this up now. QQ if you're wondering about the command shortcut. Find were. Find were, find were, find were, find were. Could also probably just draw the deck, but you never know. The shuffler can be mean. We going. It's happening. And the opponent will scoop it up to that as away the combo goes. All right, opening hand, no red mana. Okay, we've got our mana now. It's not a very good hand though. Too many expensive things, but we do go first. Up against Jan Jensen, which can be another Paradox Engine deck, a very difficult deck to play. We'll keep. And that can go to the bottom as another expensive card with no early mana rocks. We're definitely looking at a very slow hand. It's very scary, to be honest. Our opponent is already on fast mana plan with Strike It Rich. It'd be nice if Jhoira were to live this time. She doesn't live that much. Into the hole. So, do I leave it there? I think I just leave it there. I don't want them to have a portable hole that they can just break up whenever they want. Sacrifice to Jensen. And we don't hit land, which is super unfortunate because now we're playing like this. Ugly draw so far. But if we hit another land in Solemn and then get to play some of our more expensive spells soon, it'll be okay. That's not good. Dodges Lightning Bolt perfectly. It's almost like they knew. Crazy. That's a good draw. Much needed. At least against Mardu, we know our spells will probably resolve. A card called Mana Tithe notwithstanding. Sacrifice an artifact creature to treasures. Sacrifice a non-creature artifact to 1/1s. Scary. And here it comes. So, I mean, I guess you're sacrificing one of these treasures to make 1/1s. Gotta be the play. So, yeah, we Storm's Wrath and try to hit our land drop by killing our Solemn. Awkward, but we do what we must. The opponent might sacrifice nothing here. It's not like they have a good sacrifice. Making 1/1s is obviously bad. Getting rid of their treasures is going to be sad because they missed a land. Cool. Very cool. Now the best thing they can do for me is slam a Planeswalker. I can slam the Immortal Sun. Fireweaver. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield to damage. Terrarian. When it goes to the graveyard, draw a card. Okay. Funky stuff going on. Do we just hold up Sublime Epiphany? We actually have so much interaction, it doesn't sound terrible to me. Six mana pass. I think a lot of people in Historic Brawl know what that means these days. But we'll see. They put something on the stack. We will make them miserable. Okay. They get a card, they get some mana. They play a hidden stockpile. Yep, let's go ahead. We bounce the portable hole, of course they can replay it. We can draw, we can counter. So I guess we bounce Fireweaver. They just replay that. Could just target the treasures, not let those pile up. Yeah, I'm okay with that. One less treasure in the world. I am okay with our commander being in the portable hole. I'm in no rush to play her again. Okay, Inventor's Fair with no artifacts on the field. It's been a weird game. All we have to do is get ourselves into a position where we can play Silver Scrutiny and just absolutely overwhelm them with powerful card advantage. They'll probably have some kind of answer to the Immortal Sun, right? We should wait until there's some kind of a counterspell backup. I guess we just pass again. Because the things I'm thinking the most about are I'd love to get the draw 3 off. I might have to channel this. I might have to lightning bolt the Zorn in response to any attempt to make a treasure. Whenever a creature you control dies, create a treasure. Good God. Please stop. Okay. Then in response, we have to kill the Zorn. That's a really good target for a Moon Snare just because of how expensive it is. Top or bottom, opponent? Bottom. Let's brainstorm. See if we like what's coming up. Ooh. What's coming up is really good. Make them deal with the Immortal Sun? They only have 2 cards left. If they don't deal with it, it's a big problem. I guess I'll put the Lotus out there as sort of a Immortal Sun bait. And then we'll draw 3. But they don't need to know that yet. Historic Brawl is hard. It's really hard. There's so many cards. And there's a lot of outliers. Some decks have like really powerful synergies, but there's outliers. Cards are just so powerful. Alright, so they strike it rich, they make a treasure. They deal a damage. No reason to draw 3 if they're going to play it that slow. Let's go for Immortal Sun. Go for the Mind Stone, then go for the Time Warp. Unless they blow this up in response. Might be contemplating a concession or removing the sun. Okay, they're removing the sun. Discard a card. I'll discard 1 card instead of 7. More than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to the moon. Fresh grip. Feels good. We still have Engine or Tome through the Inventor's Fair, so we're very close to the pop-off. Our opponent's going to get their commander out, but they're down to 1 card left. Canal. Let's try sending this away. If they let it go into the library, we'll definitely just use the draw 7 side, even though that, I don't know, that kind of lets them back in the game. I don't know if I love that. Ooh, they did put it in the library. Maybe we have another turn to decide, but shuffling away their commander is so tempting. I think we might not actually get that extra turn to decide, but we're at least going to play out our stuff and find out. So yeah, our objective here is just to play out all of our things so we can memory and get a new 7. Hopefully Jensen's stuck right there. Oh no, that can draw it. Okay, they're okay. All right, so now they can generate treasures or constructs. Let's see what they want to do. The Fireweaver's damage is starting to add up. The deck is much stronger than it looks at first glance. Once it gets going, it can be really hard to beat it. It's like artifact aristocrats or something. Let's see what the tome can tell us. Pact of Negation? I mean, let's try to combo off here. We've got him really close to the end. With Reality Chip, it might be like right there. Like we're almost there. Trophy Mage, bingo. Okay. Sack. We'll see if our opponent is prepared for this. If they have the answer. One card. Does it remove a Paradox Engine? If it doesn't, we go get the Tome of Legends, and we have the combo. That's game. All right, this hand can play Jhoira on time, and if Jhoira lives, it's very good. We might even wait till turn 3 for the Spell Pierce, depending. And we even have the right mana for it in basics, nonetheless. So we'll see. Prosper is usually removal tribal. They're very, very good at killing cards like Jhoira. They're very good at killing everything, actually. They're a pretty tough matchup. Goldhound gets in there. Mind Stone. Alright, forget it. We're just going to spell pierce this Mind Stone. And play our Jhoira and make the opponent remove it on time. And if they can't, we'll just try to go over the top of them. They usually have a good amount of hand hate, so I'm nervous about the Sublime Epiphany and this Gilded Lotus making it okay. So they go straight for Prosper. And they hit a Goldspan Dragon. Get your counterspells ready, gamers. This is going to be a game. Oh my goodness. Do they have the untapped land? Or does this Goldspan Dragon rot and stay in exile? Both players have commanders who are alive. Magic as Garfield intended. We'll take one. Looks like the dragon's gonna go. Light up the stage. I think we just counter that. Since the dragon's not coming, we don't want our opponent to dig for those lands. They had the land. Ah, they were still short one. Okay. Now they have Zorn. That is also terrifying. We need a way to sweep this board ASAP. Wash Away. It is a 1-mana counter for whatever they exile. So I'll keep it, but it's just a means to an end here. Shatterskull Smashing. I wonder if they'll try to cast that on Jhoira. Make 2 treasures. 1 mana, I'll wash it away, though. We can try to opt for a land. Let's see what we find. Yeah, we'll take it. It's getting us where we need to go. At least if they try to smash here, it's expensive. Okay. Looks like they're going to play it as a land, which still generates 2 treasures and is busted. Really tempting to kill that Zorn, but no, not yet. Prosper games are so weird because it's this, like, it's this weird value deck, right? Okay, how many cards in that graveyard? I guess we can exile it with the Heirloom, so I guess we're giving up the Wash Away. It's like casting Wash Away without having to cast it if we just let Kroxa discard it and then exile the Kroxa. see what we see here. Thirst. Thirst means that we probably only get one more turn with this Jhoira, but I've got some plans. Yeah, both decks are doing a lot of things. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I think I have to play the Lotus, right? Could also flip the map, but I really need those treasures. So what the opponent's going to do is thirst this. I want a Sublime Epiphany. Do a few things. Counter the Prosper trigger. Copy the Jhoira. Bounce the Zorn, maybe? Well, what does bouncing anything do? I guess bouncing Prosper is the most that they'd have to pay. Let's do this now. Maybe we can do a crafty little ambush. Probably not. Counter target spell. Counter target activate or triggered ability. Return a permanent. Create a token. Draw a card. Wing. Creature I control is right here. Target player is me. Shut it all down, baby. I am ready to block. Now I have to kill this one. They don't have to, but people tend to kill commanders when they can, even if the commander isn't that important. We need to stop flooding. We need a better draw. Ooh. Actually pretty happy about that. It means Prosper stays in hand, which gives us a turn to try to find a counterspell. Land to land. Nope. Who's got the treasures now? 14. Pact is a counterspell. It's kind of what we needed. Now we just gotta work on getting ahead here. Oh, it's gotta stop drawing these lands though. If Zorn attacks, I'm blocking this time. I don't need my commander anymore, but don't tell them that. Ooh, okay. Nice top deck, better than mine. Way better than mine. Of course, using the pact there feels good. Jhoira. Bounce a Prosper, buy us a turn. Pick up those cards, baby. Pick up those cards. Ornithopter of Paradise. Are you any good? How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to play you? That lets them keep the Prosper on the field. I hate that. All right. Let's do this. I'm trying to hold a land in case I draw like a Prismari Command. That's at least the idea. Or a Celestis. There are a few things we could draw. Chandler, sure. Prosper, yes. But no. Come on, deck. I am like, we're giving you the opportunities, man. Yes. Way to wait till the last second, right? Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Prototype, the top or bottom sounds good. Just holding off the Prosper every single turn. And then key the next turn. Actually, we can play Cold Steel Heart or Compass now. Let's get the heart down. Chandler go digging maybe. Okay, here's Prosper. One thing you want to do with this is probably activate this first, because now in response I can do this. Also, it makes the opponent pick their Prosper again if they put it on top. So it's pretty nasty. All right, so they went command. That's a way out of it, but now your Prosper gets taxed. Yeah, if they had already picked the crypt, they play the Prosper. There's no priority spot for the crypt. So we kind of got them there a little bit. Okay, they get a hit. They get a hit. We get Prismari Command, which is a card we talked about, but let's start with Key. Who knows what we'll find? Approach of the Second Sun and Counterspell. Approach. I don't have a way to dig. So it would really be trying to kill 7 turns. I hate that idea. I know it's a little flashy. I know you're thinking Prismari Command digs. I'm not in agreement. Not good enough. So I didn't play the 6th land yet, so we can just use this compass to fetch for a while. We don't have to flip it right away. It can thin our deck. Get us a little bit of value, then we can turn those lands into something else with the command. Keep Prosper off the field, man. Do whatever it takes. So we know they can replay Prosper next turn. They have the mana. Okay, land comes down. Bank job. Beginning of your upkeep, exile the bottom creature card and rather cast it this turn. God, it's so stupid and good. It's a huge draw. Huge. And I don't have easy solutions to an enchantment. That is probably the draw that could bring them the game if we don't pop off soon. So we've got to find our combo. Tome was on top. Crap. Let's dig. Okay, the Immortal Sun. Too bad that's not a Planeswalker. We make a treasure, which gets us another card. Phyrexian Metamorph. What do you do? We can copy the key to the archive. Maybe we can find something that way. Okay, well, we definitely want you down. Let's do that first. I don't know what mana is going to be relevant. I'm going to assume that we'll be okay. I should really figure that out, though. Putrefy. None of these destroy an enchantment. But now the approach to the Second Sun gets really interesting, right? Now it gets very, very interesting with the Immortal Sun on board. But go nuts, opponent. You have it all now. Well, at least they're not playing Prosper this turn. Could be worse. They got a Robber of the Rich. They didn't get away yet. Remove the Immortal Sun. All right. We're behind on board, but we're way ahead on mana. Can we draw things that deal with all this? Bankbuster, sweet. Let's start there. Got to be really careful not to activate this compass anymore. So I'm definitely going to play a land. Is that it? That's all I can do this turn? I guess I'll play out Jhoira. We need a way to see one more card. In our top 3, we need a cantrip. Wait, the opponent does one for us because of Robber of the Rich, potentially. They've got to watch out for that. If they go for this Robber trigger, it could cost them. Prosper. I'm going to make them hit this Robber trigger. I'm going to make them pay one more. And then unless they empty their hand, which they could, but we'll see if they see it. If I get undone by the Robber trigger, that's on me, of course. Oh, they do see it. I think they either saw it or they weren't willing to play the Hive. Still no artifact removal yet. Okay, that is artifact removal, but not the kind that can really hurt us. Let's use the spires. This is it, guys. Gotta draw one way to keep digging. What a freaking game. Can we pull this off? What you doing there? You're trying to decide what to make a sacrifice. And they say a creature. Okay. Maybe I was supposed to sacrifice Jhoira because I can replay it. Alright, end step. Big end step trigger here. It is Bergie. Good God, we can't let them have another turn. Spite Exile on the Valky here. Just because nothing else to do. Alright, guys. Come on now. Island. Come on, a way to draw a freaking card. No. It's a shuffle. It's a shuffle. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes! The greatest Maze Mind Tome of all time! When one of your all-time favorite cards comes through, you know? When one of your all-time favorite cards brings it in the clutch. Just hits you in the feels. Awesome. No blue. Can't be covert no blue. Much better. Miram. They're usually prone to getting hit by a Jhoira. And I don't know if they'll have removal early. So this is one of these weird plays where I don't actually play out the Amber because I don't actually have anything to cast with it. And sometimes you get, it's rare, but it does happen. You have this Mox Amber in your hand, and if you could start your Paradox Engine cycle for 0, you would win. I've had it come up many times. So hold this until you need the mana, until you're actually going to use it. So let's think through this turn. Unfortunately, we don't get to sneak anything out this turn. Could have snuck out the Amber, but no real point in that, is there? It's not like we're winning on that play. Okay. Growth Spiral, no land, huh? Lotus. Lotus is a lot. And combining with Metamorph? Wow. So I think we hold everything. We could just play this out. We're going to sneak out a Terminal and then sneak out a Lotus next turn. Or we can sneak out a Metamorph on the Lotus now. Yeah, we're just going to play this. If they had a Jhoira of their own, we'd speed out the Terminal and counter it. Now if they do something to blow the Lotus up that we can't counter with the Jhoira, we'll Metamorph it in response, so we have another. Right. No, I'm the only one who gets a Lotus. I'm very special like that. I'm going to hold the Metamorph. There might be something better. Requires another untapped artifact, which we don't have. Ooh, nice. Okay. Got a lot going on, but we need to gain advantage. We need to get up on cards. So we'll probably be activating Lantern and Network Terminal as we try to figure this out and keep their dragons off the field for a few turns. That's the orb that gives haste. You're just a 1/1. That's a decline on putting this on the bottom. We would love to draw a Bankbuster. That's the kind of card advantage we need. I don't need to trade it for anything else though, but I'm also going to charge this without putting a Metamorph into play because I'd rather copy the Bankbuster because right now cards are more important. I like to use the Mox Amber early because what if we lose our legendary creature somehow? All right. Very important Bankbuster. VIP Bankbuster. Yeah, Migration Path. Opponent's smart enough not to just run their big ol' worm into a counterspell. We'll be in a lot of trouble if they draw a dragon that actually can't be countered. Ooh. Right, like that. Okay. Let's try a draw. Ooh, never didn't have it. All right, let's double Bankbuster because that's epic and cool. Fable. Let's get that down. Hold this to discard to Fable because apparently 3 lands is all that we really need. You love to see it. The Helm, yep. They're continuing to get a lot of mana. Oh, what do you know? Dragon. And it only takes 1 dragon unanswered to run away with the game very quickly. So we gotta hit all the right notes until we start our engine combo. Terror of the freaking Peaks. Okay. Complete with haste. Complete with haste. Let's see if we can draw a quick removal spell here. Thought Monitor's pretty great. Let's sneak it out. Maybe we'll draw the right answer, or at worst it can chump. Reality Chip is really good too. I'm gonna kill the Monitor to get the damage. Let's make our block and then take 1 more shot here. And we get a shot with the Terminal here too because we have the Thought Monitor. Just got to do it before it dies. Takes Tail's End off the table, but hey, that's okay. Tome. Now we just need Engine. Whoa. Okay, disallow. How to play this? Let's sneak out the Tome and activate it here. See what we hit. That's a Dark Ritual. Bizarre. This is bizarre. How far do you think we can take this with Reality Chip this turn? Can we find the win? Prismari Command. Let's move it over here to Jhoira. See what the opponent has for us. We are running pretty low on mana. Decisive Denial, Fighting. I would have preferred to kill the Terror of the Peaks here, but okay. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Okay, attack. Treasure. Land. Ritual can activate, make 2 treasures. Solve the equation on top. Could go get packed. It would be all our mana, and then we wouldn't have the tail's end. I don't think they can kill us. So I'm just going to do this instead and draw the solve. And pass the turn with tail's end open and a million pieces of stuff on the battlefield. But I might regret not getting packed. Our opponent gets a Glory Bringer. They go for the Miram. We counter the Miram, or try to. Because Glory Bringer plus Miram would probably ruin us. They're still going to have an amazing turn, right? But then we hit solve. We go for engine. If we have enough mana, that should be it. Goodbye, Reality Chip. Good effort. All right, 14. We have some calculus to do on how much mana this should take. 3 for Whir. Then Whir is 1, 2, 3, and then it needs a whole bunch of artifacts. It's not enough, is it? Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we need another spell. How much do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait. And 1 Goblin Shaman. Okay. Wait, does this make mana right now? It doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, good catch. That was about to ruin us. It doesn't make mana yet. Let's see if we hit a Dark Ritual with Tome. Fog? Fog might be freaking perfect. Alright, let's do a Brainstorm now. Put back some lands we don't need. Solve. Solve for Whir. Attack here, but I'm gonna hold back the Bank Busters so I can Whir on end step. Right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a Fog mana. Go. Frickin' Miram, man. Dragons are coming. But will they be lost in the fog? Dragons and fog. Iconic combination. Oh, I could have done it last turn. This doesn't tap for mana, but it taps for Improvise. Oh, I had exactly enough. I just had to use the Amber for Improvise and not rely on it for mana. Sure. Thunderbreak Regent, sure. 5 damage to something. They go face. They go face. We fog. Cringe. Not fog. Anything but fog. Now, does the opponent want to play? It was a good game. I'm going to try to not emote too much as I attempt to finish it. Yeah. Didn't know if they'd sit through it or not, but we'll get there eventually now. And we are back for the post-game wraps and a little statistical review for Jhoira, the Ageless Innovator. And I am 27-6 running the deck at an 89% win rate on the play and 69% on the draw. And I think that this is a Hell Q contender. I think that Wizards, in their pursuit to kind of let things play out a bit more in Historic Brawl, I don't think they're keeping up on what is Hell Q. Right now, Hell Q is like Teferi, 2 of the Teferis, Who Slows the Sunset, probably all the Teferis. I haven't seen the 4 mana, like kind of alchemy redone Teferi in a while, but probably all the Teferis, Brawl, I've seen Emery up there a bit, Nicole Bolas, Dragon God, I've seen up there a lot, Kinnan, for sure, Golos, Kenrith, I think that's about it. And they definitely haven't promoted new commanders up there in quite some time. In fact, even playing like totally straightforward Paradox Engine spiky combo decks like Oswald, I wasn't always playing Hell Q. I think that this deck is a definite contender. It has interaction, it has combo, it's very hard to interact with, it can win without the commander. It's a very sweet deck that I think can get you those, you know, those little wins that can fill your little circle of dailies in quick succession. And I think it's a build, this build, that is interactive and plays the type of game that I like to, that really, it like really benefits a Historic Brawl kind of competitive gamer to have all this interaction and a sweet combo in the deck. So it gets my highest recommendation. It's a Hell Q contender, and you should use it to just totally crush your dailies if you're looking to. All right, that's going to do it for the first competitive Historic Brawl official video that I've made that hopefully will continue to be a series on Fridays. You stayed till the end. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if you like the idea for the format. Let me know if you want to see Historic Brawl some more. Let me know what kind of commanders you want. Let me know if you enjoy competitive Historic Brawl. All these things are helpful comments. And remember to like the video. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next one. You're cool.